Woody's at his age.
Welcome to the Jets Afterburners podcast, New York Jets Stand 16. Liam may join us later, but we have the Frank Reich, the Jack Trudeau, the Jeff Hostetler, and the Adrian Martinez of the show. The backup, the greatest backup of all backups, Mr. Armand, not to be confused with Membao. What's up, Armand? What's going on?
What's up, Dan? What's up, chat? Hi, Afram. Thank God football's back. For how crappy or the Mets are, or just New York baseball in general. But thank God it's August. I know it's practice. I know it's preseason, but holy crap. Thank God football is back.
You know, that's one of the big things here, that we have the New York Jets football showcasing something very different last night. And we're going to get into many facets of what turned a lot of Jets fans on and what turned a lot of us off. But we're going to go into the positives here. And one thing that I really liked was the accountability, disciplinarian perspective in what Aaron Glenn showcased. And I like the fact, I know this is being blown out of proportion and whatnot, but I like when he got into that player's face. I really like that. It just seemed to me, this one right here, McCrary Ball.
Yes.
I like the fact that he got pissed. He doesn't like mistakes. He doesn't like boneheaded plays. He will let you know. This is game one, folks. All right? I get it. We have to curb our enthusiasm, right? All right, David was awesome. I like the fact that where Michael Clemens, Kellen Clemens, he probably deserved it too. Where Michael Clemens went nuts. He did what Michael Clemens does, right? Started punching, wailing, and all that nonsense. Thank goodness it was offsetting penalties. But what I didn't like was, of Michael Clemens, when are you going to learn? Enter Aaron Glenn. He pulled him out of play, but then he put him back in. All right, that's cool. I get it. There's some fans like, well, you know, if you really wanted to make a point, just sit him down the whole game. Hold on, let's see how Aaron Glenn works this out. I like it that he pulled him out and he chewed him.
It's preseason. If this was a regular season game, I think we would all have sit him for the game unless due to injury. We would question him for putting him back in after one play. If this was the regular season, I'm looking at it as it's preseason. You know, he's going to have his conversation with him in Green Bay, back Monday. You know, he's going to chew him up in front of everybody. Like, do not do this next time. It's going to be more than one play, not just for Michael Clemens.
Right. I think Costello asked Aaron Glenn in the post game, hey, what did you do? What did you tell him? I love what Aaron Glenn's responses are. This is between me and the player, but not one of those responses from Salah, like, oh, we're keeping it in house. Keep it in house. No, this is telling you there was a conversation. That's between me and my player. And if he doesn't get it, sooner or later, he does not make the 53. That's it. It's done. But now, moving forward, I want to go into Justin Fields and the Tenor Engstrand offensive coordinator system. I liked it. I know this was vanilla. I understand, but I like the motion. And if a lot of people forgot, Aaron Rodgers eliminated motion in his tenure here because he didn't like that, right? Let's make no bones about it. Aaron Rodgers was the king of the New York Jets when he was here. He wanted players, the Jets got him. He wanted players cut, out. Wanted coaches out, out. Now it's a collaborative kind of effort here where you have Tanner Angstrand bringing in that Detroit Lions offense. There's a lot of movement going on before the ball is snapped. I like that. And also, Justin Fields was on display. What did you think of Justin Fields' play?
I enjoyed it. Obviously, he has a lot of room to grow because we haven't seen him in his days in Chicago, and obviously last year in Pittsburgh, somewhat got a raw deal, being benched at 4-2. Let's see what he does in this type of offense with this many weapons. I did like his touchdown run because if you look at that touchdown run, he ran up into the chaos and got out of it. You usually when you see a mobile quarterback like Justin, when that chaos is coming around them, they start going backwards and scrambling backwards, like Shedeur Sanders on one play scrambled backwards the night before Cleveland. Now he obviously had a good game, but usually mobile quarterbacks are very more prone to step back, scramble backwards, and start to run around and like playground stuff. He stepped up into the chaos and got out of it and scored a touchdown.
You know what I like most? You know what I like most about that play where he was running towards the end zone? I liked Isaiah Davis where he sold a fake pass. He did like an out and up and whatnot. And he saw that Justin Fields was running towards the end zone. And instead of going blocking mode, the cornerback has no idea what was going on behind him. So Isaiah Davis just made believe that the ball was up in the air. That is as good as a block when you use what you have between the ears. That's what made Belichick such a great coach. That's what coaching is all about. And I think that right there is probably a prime example of what Aaron Glenn brings to the table. When I mean discipline, when I mean accountability, what are you bringing onto the field? You have to contribute some way, somehow. And Isaiah Davis showcased right there that, you know what? Even though I'm not in the play, I'm out. He's going for a touchdown. What can I do? And he played mind games right there. I thought it was brilliant. What did you think of Isaiah Davis's play, even just all around?
That's a play that's not going to show up on the score on the box score.
Right.
That's him using his brain and trying to get a defensive player like mine. Like I don't want to use the mind effing him, like getting him like to think of something that's like Fields got rid of the ball and keeping a space open for Fields to get the touchdown.
Absolutely. And now let's go to the other running back here, Braylon Allen. What a freaking tank this guy is. Is it me or was he more explosive? Like last year, there was a certain gear that he was missing. I don't know if it was the freshman jitters or whatnot, like trying to get acclimated with the speed of the game. Yesterday, all of these news reporters were saying it. They were all saying it. This guy seems faster. He seems more brolic. And he's hitting the hole faster than Breece Hall. When the game started, Breece Hall, again, he does this kind of Le'Veon Bell waiting for the hole to open and then goes. It worked for Le'Veon. It does work for Breece from time to time. But Braylon Allen, he goes. He just has one gear, and that's like sixth. I felt he was more instinctive yesterday. And if that carries into the season, can I dare say give a hot take here?
Go right ahead.
He might be the week 1 starter.
I agree.
What do you think?
I mean, is he our former running back, Abakanda,
Mm,
a few days ago, compared him to Derrick Henry.
wow. What a great
That,
comparison.
that's big shoes to fill because Derrick Henry is one of the greatest running backs of this probably the greatest running back of this generation. Arguably, that's big shoes to fill. That's high
Mm,
praise
right.
on a guy that we haven't seen in a regular season game take over a game or anything. We could
Right.
also look at last year as the offensive scheme and look at what Aaron Rodgers did so many times. Calling out of a run play, going to a pass play, trying to get
Mhm.
the touchdown record.
You see, the thing is, again, we're going to get into this a little bit later. It seems like the Jets have a lot of running backs, a lot, and seldom do the Jets have like a running back by committee type of deal. The last time that anything came close was Thomas Jones and Sean Green, then Curtis Martin and Lamont Jordan. The Jets, I never saw them with a three-headed monster. I never did. I thought we were going to get close in 2009 with Leon Washington before he blew out his knee or his ankle, whatever the case was. But this year, right now, you have Isaiah Davis, Braylon Allen, Brees Hall. Brees Hall is entering the final year of his contract. I wanted to save this for later, but I want to bring up someone here who had a hell of a game. And this guy right here is Donovan Edwards. He's a unrestricted. What was it? He's
He was an undrafted
undrafted.
rookie free agent that the Jets have signed, which I was surprised because I know a lot of people called for the Jets to hire this guy 2 years ago before he went to the Chargers in Harbaugh, who
Mhm.
was coaching at Michigan, who coached him.
Right.
I thought because he knew Edwards, he knew some of the Michigan players. I thought he would look at them, knowing their history, knowing their talent, and how he likes to use running backs and the history with Edwards. I thought he would be a guy that the Chargers drafted maybe round 4, round 5, day 3, or even tried to sign him.
See, when I saw when I saw this Michigan running back yesterday, I looked at him and I was like, wow, this guy makes some plays, man. He makes some serious plays. And a guy like Donovan Edwards, I see as a guy making the team. I know, I get it. He's playing against like scrubs and whatever the case is, but so did Cruz, right? From the wide receiver from the Giants at number 3, right? He
Cruz,
played
yeah,
against scrubs. Danny Woodhead played against scrubs.
we cut him.
We
And
cut
then
him.
he goes to New England and becomes, one of the best role players in football.
Well, how would it look to the Jets if Brees Hall leaves and we get nothing for him? It would look horrendous. I see the Jets doing either two moves here. A, someone comes out of left field, a running back needy team, and says, right, we'll give you a second rounder for him, even though I think that's really high. I think the Jets bite and they trade him. Or they sit down at the bargaining table and they tell Brees, listen, these are the offers that we just got for you. They're 4th rounders, 5th rounders. This is your value right now. We have a contract extension for you. It's not going to be groundbreaking, whatever the case is, but you can take this because we believe in you. We like you. We want you to stay. What do you say? If he signs there, now it's going to be a cap-friendly extension. Let's say he has a breakout year. He becomes an asset to be traded in the offseason as well. Just in case let's say if we land another number 6, number 7th overall pick, whatever the case is, you can trade him alongside with other draft picks in order to move up into the draft to get your franchise quarterback. I just don't see the Jets letting him go. I don't see it. What are your thoughts on Brees?
I don't think he's here next year, so I'll say that. I think unless a team, and I'm excluding guys like Terry McLaurin from this, maybe a team is filled with wide receivers and they have like they have like a lot of young wide receivers, but they have they have a need at running back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a swap, Brees for a young wide receiver. Maybe not essentially a wide receiver too, but has the talent to be a wide receiver too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe it's a spot that we don't recognize that they need help at. Maybe it's a defensive lineman, another defensive tackle, another edge guy. We'll get into edge. Obviously, the news of Jermaine, easing him back. You got to ease Jermaine back coming off that Achilles. Right. So you do need another edge guy. So maybe there's another edge guy.
I mean,
maybe what I'm talking about a trade is not so much getting a draft pick for Brees, but Brees for another player.
Yeah, I'll
also say this. I'm not just gonna exclude Brees as being traded. I think this is a battle between Donovan Edwards and Isaiah Davis.
Run that one again.
I think the running back battle is not just Brees battling Donovan Edwards. It's also Donovan Edwards battling Isaiah Davis.
So
unless they go out of the box thinking and are gonna have some cojones and carry a four-headed running backs: Edwards, Davis, Allen, Brees. Can Davis or Edwards do special teams? Can they return kicks or punts?
I see Edwards faster and more instinctive. Carrying four, because I know for a fact that Donovan Edwards is not going to go unclaimed. As soon as he gets cut, he's going to the Chargers, like right away. I think Harbaugh, maybe if he had any second thoughts about him entering the league, he would be a Charger right away. Afram, we see you. We're going to bring you up in just a second. It's just that I see this.
And the lack of wide receivers that we have, or like after Garrett, like the Jets might look at it as, let's carry four running backs. And obviously there's news about Lazard, which we'll get into when we have other callers. The lack of wide receiver depth that the Jets have, right? There's like so much after, like it's Garrett and a bunch of guck.
Is it, as of right now, I get it, that the wide receiver number 2 is getting a lot of like a bad rap and whatnot. But it seemed like yesterday, all these wide receivers, they were catching everything, man. They were catching absolutely everything. And it didn't matter who the quarterback was. Even you had like a guy like Jamal Pritchett, Josh Reynolds. Who's the other guy that plays Quentin Skinner, Arian Smith, a guy
Tyler Johnson, Pokey Wilson,
Brandon Smith. Like, I was looking at this and seeing that maybe, just maybe, the Jets don't have a problem at wide receiver. Now, is this true? I heard that Allen Lazard left the game in a sling. Was that BS?
No, that's true. I saw a Packers reporter report it, and then hours later I saw Costello report it and everything. He was in a sling. I don't know. We didn't get any news today, obviously, because they were flying back. They got back from. We'll probably get news either tomorrow from Glenn about Lazard or Tuesday.
Now,
because he has to get MRIs, X-rays done.
Could that be an addition by subtraction? Crack one open here, because now it gives the young kids time to make the roster. That gives me. We all know what Allen Lazard is. We all know. It's not like, oh no, Garrett's out for the season. He's in a sling. It doesn't hurt. Got to be honest. Having Allen Lazard in a sling,
it's a blessing, obviously, because you could carry four running backs with less where okay, Lazard's out for the season with his shoulder injury, whatever it is, or he starts on the PUP list. He's out for the first 6 games.
I don't think they're going to cut him, Vinny. I don't think right
His
now.
cutting will happen in the offseason after the season is done.
Yeah, I mean they reconned this whole contract and whatnot. So yes, I hear what you're saying, Vinny. Cut all of them, right? Like, but you can't do that. You can't. But you know what? I'm going to bring something up because I think Vinny and I see eye to eye to this, and we're going to bring on Afram here. Afram, welcome.
Welcome, guys.
What's going on? Afram, I'm going to bring something to your attention, and you let me know. And I know I get it. What I'm about to say is very early, but I felt what I felt yesterday during that preseason game. And I'm not comparing coaches. All I'm comparing is that immediate culture change of accountability where the coaches heated. The coaches heated because of what has transpired of years of losing and that condition state. What yesterday reminded me of was Bill Parcells' first preseason game as a New York Jet, where he's just telling people, if you don't do this, you're going to get cut. There was that level of intensity where he's setting the ground rules very early, not waiting till week 1 to showcase his true colors. I saw that. Now, does it mean that the Jets are going to go 14-3? No. But I think the main denominator here where a lot of Jet fans can finally see eye to eye and setting everything to the side is that we've lacked that discipline and accountability at One Jets Drive for a very long time. What do you think, Efren?
Yeah, it's obvious. I mean, no one was past 2 years. Yeah, you could do anything you want. It was Mr. Nice Guy coach was, we'll take it easy. We won't, and you could do anything you want. And that trend that hurts your locker room because guys that are used to getting discipline in college or other teams, and they see this happening, they won't say anything, but it echoes in the locker room. I like the fact that he just looks at the guy, he's whatever he said to him, and then he turns around and he gives him that stare, like, that's the yelling. But when he turns around, he still looks at him as he's walking by.
That's our thumbnail.
Yeah, but that's it. It's frustrating to the coach because he preaches and preaches and preaches and preaches this day in, day out. No mistakes. You can't take stupid penalties, and when you do, it's frustrating to the coach, and he's not going to tolerate it.
You know what I liked? This.
Yeah.
I liked Sauce played an outstanding game yesterday, right? That whatever, 2 series and whatnot. But again, I don't know if these rumors are true. There was one thing that bugged me last night, and I did not like it. Maybe I'm old school. It is what it is.
The cheesehead?
I don't like that.
I think he was spoken to.
Yes, that's what I'm alluding to.
Yeah.
This cheesehead thing or the Mike White game that people go in their pajamas or whatever the case is, that's not a professional setting of a football win first mentality locker room. I like the fact that Glenn maybe sat him down. And I really hope it kind of went like this. That shit is not allowed here anymore. That's it. You had your fun with the guy that now is back at San Francisco. That's no longer here. This is business. You guys have sucked for the past 3 years. Yeah, you got your contract extension. That's great. You earned it. But no more clown shows. No more. Enough with the cheesehead nonsense. What are you getting at? So this is a self-centered type of move there, what Sauce did yesterday. Stop that nonsense.
Yeah, you haven't won anything to even come remotely close to even do it.
Just shows you he bought another one because he burnt the one on live stream that he took from Green Bay when they beat the Packers from the fan.
You see, this is the positives. The positives, I'm all for this. And Mr. Dollery, 16. Now we're best friends. Hell yeah. I like about Sauce that he was aggressive. I liked it. Now, the flag that they threw on him,
Yeah, that was iffy.
they're very iffy.
Yeah.
But I'd rather them throw it now. Throw it now, and you have a head coach that was a cornerback, played at a high level. He's going to have his one-on-ones with him. And I think he's going to elevate Sauce's game. Very soon, I believe in about 2 weeks or so, we're going to have Victor Green on, a former teammate of Aaron Glenn. And we're going to pick his brain on this because this is very important to all Jets Nation. Knowing and having a Pro Bowler of Aaron Glenn's caliber, where he had to, kind of go upstream, even though as a first rounder, to kind of prove himself to Parcells. But Parcells, to me, is one of the greatest head coaches. It's Lombardi and Parcells. And that, to me, those are the top two. You could say what you will with Belichick. I get it. But Parcells, he saw certain aspects and intangibles within players that, bam, this guy's my guy. Kind of like, I'm going to throw a name out there, Glenn Foley. It was his Jersey guy. He liked him. But then he had Testaverde, and he's like, this guy can take me to the Super Bowl. So that's where the benching was. But Charles, we're going to bring you on here. What's up, Charles?
Hey, guys. How are you? Can you
Great.
guys hear me? I just came back from the Somerset Patriots game. They won 2-0. I know not everyone here is a big baseball fan, but this is the most fun I've had experiencing a baseball game, let alone baseball game, I've seen all year so far.
Nice.
Well, for the first time in a long time, because the Yankees and the Mets, if you haven't been kept up, they've been playing like crap lately, especially the Yankees. Don't get me started on those motherfuckers. But it was a fundamentally solid baseball. It was good. It was fun to watch. But that being said, yeah, I agree with you 100%, Dan. We've seen we got a legitimate coach for the first time since Parcells. Yeah. I mean, we're holding people accountable and responsible. I like the fact Glenn is not afraid to pull players to the side and chew them out. No, not look. How can I say this? Not figuratively, not literally, figuratively speaking. For those who don't understand the expression in the chat, but I like the fact that Glenn seems to understand. Like, even though he's a rookie. Actually, Jumbo Elliott came to the Jets in '96 with Rich Kotite.
Wow, good one. That's true. That is very true.
And he was a very good player from our members, just correctly, Jumbo Elliott. Then, of course, we replaced him with what? Ferguson, with Jason Fambini.
Right.
Artie was pretty good, too.
So your point, what you were saying.
I'm saying is we look like we have a coach, and I'm not saying I'm giving him his flowers necessarily, but I have been impressed with the play calling of Tanner Angstrand. Even though, yes, this is the preseason, you're not gonna open up the playbook that much, but I like the play call. Even though there were certain things like that fourth down stop, I was kind of expecting them to like do a little play action there.
Right.
But it is what it is. But it seemed like we being a bit more formidable in the running game. Our offensive line looks good. Membo looks like a damn stud.
Right.
I do like our offensive line, but even though there were times I felt the second and third strings were a bit concerning, but I like how they rebound. They got better throughout the course of the game. And if there was one player in particular that I was really impressed with, even though I don't like the number he's wearing because I got bad Triton Cannon vibes, and that's Donovan Edwards. I know, according to Richie from Jets Media, shout out to him, he was on the cover of one of the NCAA games a couple of years ago.
He was on College Football 25 last year when they brought it back. He was.
That's what I'm saying. And he was a very good football player at the University of Michigan. And I think we got him as an undrafted free agent. So we got not just 3 potential good running backs, we got 4. And
we have to add this guy into the equation too. I really like what Andrew Beck brought to the table. He's a fullback. Let's be honest. We haven't used a fullback in a very, very long time. Could it be Richie Anderson? Was he the last one?
Tony Richardson.
No. Tony Richardson.
Was
You're right.
Tony
Richardson.
in the Hall of Fame, by the way. But
Connor, right? The Terminator guy.
I wasn't crazy about him.
John Connor.
The guy from the Terminator movies.
Right. But with that, yes. And this kid, too, played a hell of a game. To Felu?
Oh, he was incredible.
Considering he took the first penalty.
Yeah.
Was it him to
He
take the first
did.
penalty?
No,
He
it was
did, yeah.
Clemens. No, it was Clemens,
No.
I think.
No,
That
it's
was
the
him.
Taylor.
The first play, he was offsides.
Oh, really?
Encroachment.
Shit.
Encroachment.
That's right. But
That's why he
again,
gave the ball to Aaron Glenn, who's a baby, you know.
It was his apology.
Basically,
right.
yeah.
Leonard Taylor played lights out as well. Again, people are like calling him Warren Sapp and whatnot, but you want to see all these players play hard and earn their roster spot. I want to start touching on one player in particular. Now, let me preface this. I get it. Justin Fields is our starter. No one's touching that. But our backup, Tyrod, is injured right now. We don't know the severity. We have no idea. We're hoping that he's ready for week 1. God forbid something happens with Justin. I understand. But this guy here.
Oh, I love him.
What else does he have to show the Jets? Man, I get it. It's a new management. But it's it's on record already. The guy's a baller. So, in my opinion, this guy let's say Tyrod is not ready for week 1 against the Steelers. This is your number 2. This is him. You don't have to go on the waiver wire and this and that. No, there were certain throws that he did where he got blitzed. He just chucked it up, and that kid Skinner had a jump ball. Wow, man.
That was a great catch and throw.
Yes, there was one throw that he overthrew, and that was to the speedster, the kid from Georgia.
Arian Smith. He didn't look too bad yesterday. That I will not lie.
Yeah, he caught everything. I love that. These players have chips on their shoulders. I love it.
Yeah, I think he outperformed Cook.
I'm sorry, but I get it. But this is where you earn your roster spot. Because if you can play good against the backups, that means they could elevate you. They could elevate you. And look, I'm not like undermining this post here. I'm not. And you're right. But again, so did Danny Woodhead. So did Victor Cruz. All these players, they all played against backups. All of them did.
Also, to counter that, he was playing with backups on his side. His offensive line was backups. His wide receivers were backups. So it's basically they're on I would say they're on an even level when you're playing. When you're third and fourth quarter, you're playing whatever. Everyone's playing their backups. So it's you could use that as you're not playing. No one's playing first team and third team, right?
Right. I mean, Kurt Warner. How else did he get his shot? Let's make no bones about it, right? When Trent Green went down,
even though I saw him play for 2 years, was one of my favorites growing up.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say is that Trent Green was the starter with the Rams. Dick Vermeil, a coach that has been there, done that, took a huge hiatus, and he was on the podium crying. He's like, Kurt Warner is going to be our guy. Who the hell was Kurt Warner? Who the hell was he? That's what I'm saying. If Adrian Martinez continues this and Tyrod is not ready, we have the backup. Another point that I wanted to make was, why not groom a backup? Why not? Isn't it important to always have a backup quarterback? Or is that things of the past, Afram? Is that something where, like how I alluded to before, the Giants having Jeff Hostetler and the Bills having Frank Reich? Like whenever you would think of certain teams, you knew exactly who their backups was. Like the Jets with Pat Ryan and the Colts with Jack Trudeau backing up Jeff George. That's not there anymore, is it? Or can the Jets revitalize that and have Adrian Martinez as their backup for the next 2-3 years?
Well,
it's now if you want a veteran.
Afram. Go
right now, you always want that guy that's been experienced backing up your number one, right?
You want?
It's changed, yeah. But I mean, can they count on this kid to come in where you have a Tyrod Taylor who is experienced? Because now you've got a more inexperienced number one being backed up by an experienced backup, right?
Right. But
right,
don't you want someone at the
you
backup
can call
position?
your own?
No, not only that, but with that eagerness of saying, here is my shot. Kind of like with Brady, right? When Brady had his shot, when Bledsoe went down, it wasn't like, all right, I'm just going to hold the fort. He saw that as an enormous opportunity where he couldn't falter. Not calling Martinez Brady. Simmer down, everyone. Not doing that. All I'm saying is having the opportunity and having someone that's like just relishing. Just, oh man, I can't wait for this opportunity if it ever happens. Well, Justin Fields has battled some injuries before.
Yeah. Well, he was with the team last year. They didn't get rid of him. He's not their guy, but they also gave him the whole second half to get some reps in. So they might have him as the number 3 should they keep 3. Cook looked all right, but he wasn't as impressive as Martinez.
Right. So what do you guys see going into game 2 against the Giants? How long do you see the first team play into the third quarter? Charles, go for it.
Well, going back to the backup quarterbacks, not to mention, you've also forgot Earl Morrall. With Brian Greasy.
Right.
He's considered to this day to be the greatest backup quarterback of all time. And, he had a tremendous career. And some people, he was that damn good. But with that being said, how long do I expect the starters to play against the Giants? I don't think they should play for too long. I don't think they should play for 3 quarters. Maybe until they get like 1 or 2 scoring drives, and after that, I'll play the backups.
Can I like this topic. I like this because we had it on a space this morning, and one caller had said that Justin Fields shouldn't even play. We already saw this, but in my opinion, what has Justin Fields done? What has he done in order to merit being bubble wrapped? I can't. I'm good with playing full first half and maybe 1 or 2 drives in the third, and that's it. I'm cool with that. But more than that, no. But with that being said, do you feel that the Jets should have that scared approach as we've had in years past, like with Aaron Rodgers, or, oh, this is our starter, we can't leave him out there for too long? Or is it safe to say we have a head coach with balls and says, you know what? Once week 1 comes, we can't figure stuff out. We got to go on all cylinders. Which approach would you guys rather take? Armand, go for it.
It's also it depends on Tyrod's knee. I think that's one thing you could say. If this was Saleh and his group, if Tyrod was out and you were very weary, you might not see Justin play, or at all. You might see him maybe play a series or 2. I think they're going to play a quarter and a half. I'll say this: I think they might play the whole first half.
Afram.
It's also how much you want to get, how much you want to see of Adrian Martinez, and how much you want to see of Billy Cook.
Brady Cook.
Brady Cook. I'm sorry.
Come on, we have our own Brady. Finally,
I don't see more than a quarter. That's me. I don't see more than a quarter.
Why is that?
I just think this is they know what they got. They'll groom him and play him and see how the line is gelling. So I think the offensive line stayed in longer than Fields did, right? But and especially you don't want to go. You're playing the Giants' defensive line. You got to be a little careful there. But I don't see more a quarter, and I think it'll be basically what the other team does as well. If they take their starters out, do you keep your guys in, type of thing? I don't know if he's going to play a respectful game like that, but because the third game is basically the guys fighting for their jobs. That's the bottom line.
The starting 5, right, of the offensive line, I felt that might be the starting O-line. I get it. That's John Simpson is injured. I understand. There's a reason why we went out and got Josh Myers. He was Fields' old center at Ohio State. they want to make sure that they have a continuity thing going. I've been saying it in shows past. I like Tippmann at guard. I think he reminds me of what is it? Hutchinson, the left guard from the Minnesota Vikings a while back. What was his
Steve
first name?
Hutchinson.
Steve Hutchinson. He reminds me a lot of him, where if you put him on that side, you're good. You're good for the next 10 years. Can he turn into a Nick Mangold and Kevin Mawai? I don't know. I'd rather him at guard. I like what I saw out of the 5. I do. And do you guys know anything about the injury on Simpson? If he's going to come back by week 1, or is he going to play?
Back, lower back. Was
It's
it
a
lower
lower
back?
back injury.
That's
and
not
we'll
good.
Obviously, that will be brought up by Glenn tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever his next press conference is.
He said his last press
if-
conferences were like a couple of weeks, I think he said.
Oh. So
Look,
if
that's-
Simpson didn't have that back injury, you're not seeing Tippmann at guard.
Right.
But it's good to know that you can now move him over.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know, you have that thing. They look good on the pass. I think they still need some improvement on the run. You know, I think they could be able to open up holes more, but I think be able to throw the short pass, they can't, and they were completing those passes to Beck and making the first downs. It's going to force other teams. You can't put 8 or 9 in the box anymore. You know.
Now, before I get into this wild take, which I'm all for here, guys, thank you everyone for listening and watching right now, either on YouTube or Twitter. Definitely hop on YouTube and definitely hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps out a lot, especially as
Takes
we're
a second
growing.
to hit the like button too. Just takes a real second. Boom, done.
Pretty quick here, and this is where I want to get Charles your mind on this here. So again, they do have joint practices this week against the Giants. So with that being said, how long do you keep the Jets first teamers in there? Like Fields is already going to get a good feel for what defense he's up against, but they can't hit him. They can't hit him. So does Aaron Glenn say, wow, that defense is really good. I don't want to put Justin Fields in harm's way. Do you feel that he's going to kind of pump the brakes a little bit or hit the accelerator?
I think do a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm. So how long? How you think 2 quarters or 3 quarters?
I'd say more so 2.
Okay, fair enough. That's cool with me. Now the good thing is Jermaine Johnson is officially off the PUP list. What are we getting out of him? Are we getting an edge rusher that he's on a mission right now, that he wants that extension? He wants to showcase to the world that last year, you know what, it was just a blip on the screen? Or is he going to have a little bit of I really don't want to push off that foot kind of action? Do you think he's going to be full go, or he's going to be a little bit on the trepidatious side?
Oh, Jermaine Johnson. I mean, look, I'm happy he's off the PUP list. I'm happy he got married. I'm happy, things are going well for him. I think he's gonna have a good year. Maybe not like a monster season, but if he gets maybe somewhere between 7.5 to 9 sacks, I'll be happy. I know that may seem a bit much to some people, but you can't deny a man's drive. A man's drive for excellence. That's what I've always loved about Jermaine Johnson, that he really has that drive to be great. That's something I've always been impressed with him these last. I mean, obviously, what happened last year was not his fault. It sucked. That really hurt our season a lot last year, what happened to him. But do I expect him to be ready week 1? I mean, I hope so. Fingers crossed. Praying to God, but we'll see. Time will tell.
Now, our kicking game went off the charts, right?
Pick a kicker.
We connected everything. We got Falk. We got Mevis. I love the guy's name. I love the guy's name. I like that we're paying attention to the details. And field goals, how many games could we have won last year? I could count 3, 4 of them easily, how we made them. And I like the fact that Aaron Glenn is, obviously he's going to keep one of these guys. I think he's going to keep Folk. But Mevis is going to be kind of like, unless he gets signed by another team. But I like the fact that he's just trotting them out there. Do you guys think that Falk is etched as the starter? Or if Mevis continues to hit all of these three, that he's going to be opening day kicker?
I think it's Falk.
I think it's Falk. I mean, not because obviously he was one of my favorite players in the Jets growing up. He was our most consistent kicker for a long time. But I definitely did like what I see from the thicker kicker. Is that his nickname?
Yeah, I think I have a picture of him. There he is. College. Photo
He's a
there.
thick mofo, I'll tell you that much.
He's good.
Got some meat on his bones.
Yep. He's a good guy.
How about the guy? How about the Jacksonville guy hit a 70-yarder?
I just saw that yet today.
Cam
Holy
Little.
shit.
Yeah, at least he connected. He connected with that 70, but it doesn't count. But one guy that still has issues connecting is this guy. Can you believe that he missed this one? Again,
I saw that.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this guy is so bad.
What are we talking about, Zach Wilson?
Yes. Let me just hide
No,
this
we're talking
here.
about kickers. Jesus Christ, you don't have to scream at me.
Look at this guy. Look at this. Wide open. Wide open.
That wasn't his first short one either.
No.
He threw a short
no.
one earlier too.
Oh, horrendous. And the other one that was fun seeing yesterday was the Mecole Hardman muff. How awesome was that?
I did not know that he signed with the Packers, and I'm glad he fucked up yesterday. Excuse my language for all the kids who are watching.
He didn't know either, apparently, that he signed with the Packers. Yeah, no worries, man. It's just, what goes around comes around, right? Like,
Farmer's a bitch.
Yeah, sometimes it's just good to just keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. And I just love the fact that he muffed the punt and the Jets recovered it. It seemed last night that the Jets were all about recovering fumbles, making turnovers, and making their presence felt early on. That's why that 3 and out to start with the Green Bay Packers, I loved it.
But no one really ticked me off yesterday, not just the penalties, but the statistic they showcased from last season. I said this on Discord before I left for different reasons. They only recorded 17 takeaways last year. That was good for 20th in NFL. And I said in the Discord, what the fuck? 17 takeaways?
Whoa, hold on. We got to chill with the language.
You got to chill with good.
Chill with the F-bombs. We got to chill. I'm sorry, Charles. We got to just chill with the F-bombs.
17 takeaways? That's ridiculous.
Yes, I agree. And the penalty aspect of this whole thing, it's going to take some time. It's going to take time. Just like when Parcells inherited a penalty machine. They were all disorganized with the whole Rich Kotite thing. It's going to take some time because, again, the whole cheesehead thing. These players have no idea what they just went into the locker room and discovered. They see a coach that has a golden opportunity to finish what he saw start as a player. Aaron Glenn was part of those crappy seasons. The 95, the 90, was it? He was there, what,
94, 96, 95.
96. It kept getting worse. 1-15, 3-13. Keyshawn Johnson fighting with Wayne Krebet and all this nonsense, writing a book. All this craziness. He saw what it took where a professional leader came into the building and commanded respect. He had the acumen. He had everything, all the accolades. Glenn doesn't have that, but he has that presence. And I think I'm hoping this could be all egg on face next year, whatever the case is, barring what kind of record this all comes out to at the end of the season. But it just feels very different with Aaron Glenn at the helm. He's not going to blast a player publicly. I don't think he's that kind of guy. But the audience is going to know that he took care of the situation. Is that fair, or am I assessing Aaron Glenn completely off, Armand?
No, you're spot on. Like yesterday post game, Brian Costello asked him about with Clemens and the guys, and he said, What's between me and them is between me and them. Yes, we talked about it. It's between me and the player.
Right.
I
And-
mean, I know.
We're never gonna. He's never gonna tell us what he says to Michael Clemens or Player X when they make a mistake. He's always gonna say, "I talked to them. I'm gonna continue to talk to them, and what is said between me and said player is gonna stay between me and said player." The only way we'll find out is if said player comes out publicly and says it.
and then he'd be out of a job.
Yes.
He'd be out again. I think it was Vinny that was saying just to cut Clemens. I don't want to cut him yet, and I'm going to tell you guys why. I want to see Aaron Glenn at work here. If he can change someone like Clemens and turn him into
A viable option.
an Anthony Pleasant, like a formidable, exactly, Afram, a player where he's going to just utilize all that extra emotion on the play and get to the quarterback, get to the running back, then you could see that Sean Sharp, he said it, AG is our Mike Tomlin. Only time will tell. We can't say yes, we can't say no. I would love this. I would love that.
I want him to be better than Tomlin.
Same.
I think we all do. I mean, Tomlin is a beast of a coach. We do anything to have a coach like him.
I also don't think Tomlin's that much of a I think Tomlin's more pro player from what I know some Steeler fans. Like he's more player friendly than he is like how Aaron Glenn is.
Right.
And I'm gonna bring this up. What really impressed me last night the most, other than the win and the play, was the coaching. The coaching, as someone in the chat mentioned, matters.
Yep.
We haven't had good, legitimate coaching in a long time, not just from the head coach, but from the staff in general. And the fact that we seemingly have that for the first time in quite a long time means a lot to us. So I would like Aaron Glenn in terms of having longevity like Mike Tomlin, but I want him to be better than Mike Tomlin. I would love if he becomes like our version. I'm not saying he is going to be. I'm not trying to compare him to this man, but it would be fine if he becomes somewhat of our version of Bill Parcells, where he's that dude, he holds the fort, and that's the end of it.
Switching gears here to tight end, right? Like, I think there are certain players right now that are fighting tooth and nail for their roster spots, and I think Ruckert is one of them. He played last night, correct? Am I not, or was I seeing things?
Ruckert played, but he didn't get any catches.
He didn't get nothing. He didn't do
more
anything.
blocking than anything else.
Yeah. So I don't see him making the club. I just see,
who's our third tight end then? That's my question. Is
Hoots.
I know we got to wait for cuts from other teams, but do we really want to have that whole? I think it's going to be like this. It's going to be Mason Taylor and Stone Smart as your receiving tight ends.
right.
And essentially you're going to use Ruckert and even Beck, who's listed as a fullback, as your
Blocking.
tight end, your blocking guys.
That makes sense.
So Stone Smart, I don't really see him as a tight end. He doesn't block well. I could
but he can
easily
catch.
see
Mason
him.
Taylor.
I see him more as a wide receiver. I could see them turn him into a wide receiver more than anything.
He's like you said, he's just a catching tight end. He's just there for offense, not to block.
I
You're
did
probably-
go for it.
That's why, you could see them essentially, possibly, for the 53-man roster, Ruckert, Smart, Taylor. You'll have 4 wide receivers and 4 running backs.
Right. And now that's all contingent on Alan Lazard making the. I know he's going to make the team.
Let's count Lazard as injured / out.
Right.
Maybe not out for the season, but let's say pup list out for 6 weeks.
This injury happened when Cook was in, right? That's
He had the
probably
shoulder.
when it happened.
It was a shoulder injury.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if they shelf him. They shelf him. They'll swallow the $10 million or whatever, how much that they owe him. They put him up there, and that might open the door. I know you guys don't want to go into this vortex again, but of a Terry McLaurin possible trade.
I'm for it.
That ain't
Why?
happening.
And it's
Why-
not happening.
It's not happening.
It's not happening. They're not going to give him $33 million extension.
They're not going to give up assets either.
They're not. Yeah. You're going to trade for Terry McLaurin. You're going to take away assets for possibly trading up in the draft. If you don't have the record to get into the top 10, possibly top 5 of the draft, if you could get a new quarterback.
So let me understand this, right? So, like, let's say if the trade package would be Brees Hall a 4th for Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin now makes your offense better.
It's going to be more than a 4th. Washington ain't that stupid.
They might be if they don't have any if they don't have any takers. If they don't have any takers, now okay, a 3rd. I'll go with a 3rd.
Pittsburgh is a taker.
Okay, so if he goes there for what, a 2nd, which I don't think. I honestly, you have DK Metcalf, all these other players.
Vegas could be a taker.
They could.
They need wide receiver help. Let's see the Chiefs. They need wide receiver help.
Okay, but
look at the teams that have. Look at Tennessee. Look at the guys that Cam Ward. I know he has Calvin Ridley, but they could use Terry McLaurin. The guys that have young, I mean, they should keep him because they got Jaden Daniels. They should keep him.
Yeah.
It's his shoulder. He's okay. Well, we'll see after the Sopranos get on him, because I don't think they want him on this team, man. I really don't think they want him.
New England with Drake May, they could use Terry McLaurin.
That's too much, Sean. That I don't think that's happening for a 30-year-old. They could want all they want.
They'll ask for it.
They're not getting it first.
Buffalo with Josh Allen. That
the
offense,
Chargers,
they might
Chargers.
use a wide receiver.
They do, but all I'm saying is
the Chargers don't. They just signed Keenan Allen.
All I'm saying is to make the team better, right? To make them at least watchable, at least to give them another option in a weapon. You know, you see all these wide receivers last night, and yes, they all caught the ball. It's great. But when the live bullets are going on, don't you want, all right, you know what? They're doubling Garrett. If you have McLaurin on the other side, I don't know if it's man coverage with him, maybe you could have your home run threat with the kid that they got from Georgia, Arian Smith. I just want to see something that is, all right, you know what? Maybe the Jets have something special for this year and for years to come. Now, you're saying that McLaurin wants $30 million a year? $30 million?
to $35 million a year.
You think he's worth it?
It's not whether he's worth it. It's what he wants.
No. But all these other 31 teams, or whoever is wide receiver needy, is that something where teams are willing to pay?
Yes. If they don't have a wide receiver, yes.
Wow.
And if you have a rookie quarterback that needs weapons on a rookie deal, you're going to get him a Terry McLaurin.
Wait a minute. So this is a complete contradictory right here. So you're saying a rookie quarterback,
Cam Ward,
that they would they would trade him to him. But for the Jets are not a win now team. They're rebuilding. We wouldn't be able to flourish.
Because we're not going to sign him to an extension. We have other players that need extensions. Tennessee doesn't have anybody else that needs an extension right now.
Man, if there's a way, the salary cap
don't you think by now, if there was intent to get a good second number 2, it would have been done already?
Maybe the price is too high.
Right now, the best option, but he's probably waiting for a playoff team, is Amari Cooper.
That's
who's
it.
Still a free agent.
They could have tried to get either Keenan in and before he signed and Amari, but they didn't even. There was no even mention that they were talking to them.
But aren't they older than McLaurin?
They're not going to get $30+ million.
Yeah, exactly. He got $8 million.
They're going to get 1 year, 8.5. He got.
Yeah.
Charles, what are you doing? What's going on here? How come you're getting so much hate here?
It is what it is. I
Oh,
really
yeah.
did.
I saw you at the party. Well, I just saw pictures. That's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Very cool. See this. All right. You bring up a good point. I get it. But weren't we paying Decker and Marshall big time?
Well, what happened with that team? We won nothing.
Yeah,
We didn't win anything.
It was nice, but it didn't take us to the playoffs.
I don't know. I just want to see a formidable kind of product on the field, man. Like that's what I want to see. That's exactly what I want to see. But maybe I get to see it now.
You're going to see Garrett, Brees getting a lot of throws because he can catch and open field running, and you'll see Mason Taylor when he gets back to get more passes.
Do you guys think that's enough?
Listen, all you have to do is move the ball. That's all they did the first drive was move it every 10 yards. No big plays. They kept moving it and running it. 60-40, I think it was. 60% runs, 40% passes. And they charge right down the field. And remember, he runs also.
Right.
So he's another threat. You know?
And the more dink and dunk Fields does with short passes and even intermediate passes, opens up the deep threat because you'll have the defense hopefully come down to the box to either stop the run or to stop the short passes where maybe Corley, Arian Smith can go deep. Maybe it's Mason Taylor or Stone Smart that surprises us going deep for a pass.
Didn't the Patriots do that for how many years? Dink and dunk and
they didn't have top receivers except until they got Moss. That's it.
Moss.
And they lost.
Gronkowski.
And they didn't win anything that year.
Right.
They lost to the Giants.
They won with David Patton, with Ernest Givens Jr.
They dinked and dunked, and they had they dinked and dunked, and they won a lot on defense, and then they opened like Armand said, they opened up the deep ball, and they would throw a deep ball every once in a while, but it was only they controlled the clock, they moved the ball 10 yards at a time with no hindrance.
A-Rod didn't play, right? He didn't play in the Steelers game? I don't think so. I don't think he played. I mean,
look at the Miami Dolphins with Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle. What have they done? They haven't won anything, and they have two wide receivers.
Well, Tua has a noodle arm.
Still have two wide receivers haven't won anything.
A-Chain as well.
Hey, but look at the
did
Vikings.
He win a Super Bowl with the Chiefs?
Yeah, but there was no two wide receivers. There was Tyreek and Kelsey, a tight end and a wide receiver.
Exactly. And
when you have a tight end like Kelsey and a wide receiver like Tyreek, you could win.
Yeah,
I like this. I like what Sean is bringing to the table. Sean, you better hit that subscribe button, my man. We like what you're bringing, man. A lot of fire here. Arian Smith can be our Robbie Anderson, that home run threat. I like that. We do need that.
Santana Moss than Robbie Anderson.
Yes.
That's just a personal favorite. That's just personal.
I mean,
Santana Moss, I think, just got inducted to the Washington Ring of Honor.
He should have been inducted to the Jets Ring of Honor because what the Jets did, if we're going to go that far, was the most Jets nonsense. If you ever thought about it, the Jets let go of Lavernius Coles. He goes to the Redskins. And then he gets that foot injury, and we trade a perfectly fine, healthy Santana Moss for injured goods. Out of this world. Who was our GM at that point? Who was it? It wasn't Tannenbaum. It was the other guy, the guy that looked like
Bradbury?
Terry Bradway.
Bradway.
Yeah, he sucked. He was horrendous.
Well, he was the head scout.
Yes.
And they made him the GM.
That's it. This is it. I think we're on to something here. Jameson Williams type. How many of these trickery plays that the Lions did last year, right? He was the passing coordinator, Engstrand was. So who's to say that there are packages there with Arian Smith that he could be our Jameson Williams? That would be awesome. I mean, I like how dynamic this offense can be. Obviously, granted, is just one game. I know I don't want to get too high. I don't want to get too low, because you look at a game like last night, and many Jet fans are up here. They're like, wow, man, I love this offensive coordinator, this and that. He's great. What brings me back to earth is Steve Spurrier's first preseason game with the Washington Redskins. He blew out whoever it was. I think it was like 56-3. And that's it. He fizzled out. I think we got to kind of bring everything back down. We kind of like what we saw last night. We saw it. We saw something special. But the score should not be an indication of what's to come. Yes, I like the wins, but we still got a long whiles to go, man. A long whiles. But it looks promising.
I like the fact that he had time to throw. That the offensive line gave him time to throw.
Right.
You know?
I like that.
And they tried to kind and whatever. That's the good thing. And he stepped up on that play, and then he was able to run in for that touchdown. You know?
We touched on it earlier today, Ephraim. On that run, wasn't it so brilliant of Isaiah Davis, what he did?
Yeah. Well, if you look, he turns around and he sees that he's running, right?
Right.
So the guy, the defender is behind him, and he sees he's running, and the defender's chasing after Davis. So that was an excellent move. He just puts his hands up, takes him out of the play, and he's wide open to just run it in. You know,
that's a huge one. That's enormous. I love it. So listen, fellas, we're going to wrap this up right here. I want to thank all you guys that tuned in. And again, Armand being the backup man. I mean, dude,
man,
you keep playing like this, and you're going to get your shot at playing starter at the Super Bowl, bro. I'm telling you.
Listen, I'm fighting for an offensive line spot. I want right guard. I want Armand and Armand side by side.
I love it. Charles, man, thank you so much, man, for hopping on. That means a lot. Ephraim, dude, a staple on this show as always. Everyone in the chat, thank you for your comments. Great points, great perspectives. Please don't forget, just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. It means the world to us. We will see you Thursday night. The gang will be back. Let's go, Jets. We're 1-0, folks. What can be better than that? Go, Jets.
Quarterback, Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Just 14 that first time, now going long. They got a wide open man, and he makes the catch. It's Braylon Edwards picking off. Braylon Edwards will take it home for the touchdown. 80.
First down in San Diego territory at the 47-yard line. Big draw. And Pennington going for 6. Deep down the field, and it's caught by Santana Moss.